Good morning, Morai Verabotai. Be'ez Hashem, Mincha is going to be at 8 o'clock. Please be on time. We also like to wish a very warm Mazal Tov to David Yagudayev on his Bar Mitzvah that's going to be very soon, in a few minutes, in the Young Israel. Everybody, of course, is invited to attend. The halacha tells us, we were discussing yesterday, that garam kibui, indirectly extinguishing, is permitted. What's the case we mentioned? We mentioned the cases there's a fire that's beginning to spread and you isolated it by surrounding it with utensils that are full of water, so that when the fire gets to the utensils, it breaks the utensils and then it gets extinguished. There is a disagreement in the authorities in a case that looks the same but is a little bit different. Let's say there's a garment, chas v'shalom, that is on fire. One part of the garment, the very beginning of the garment, is on fire. Am I allowed to take water and put it next to where the fire is, but not directly on, so that when the fire continues and starts burning the garment more, it will get extinguished? Am I permitted to do that? So on the one hand, it seems like a very indirect action in the same way. I'm not causing it to happen, I'm just putting the water and then the fire will come to it and it will get extinguished. However, there is a machloket about this in the Rishonim, and the reason there's a disagreement is because in the first case, there was a separation. There was something called the hefsek. The instrument itself separated between the water and the fire. And when I put the instrument down, it wasn't the fire and was not in direct line of the water. It was the instrument. And then it broke the instrument and the water extinguished the fire. However, in this case, the water is right there together with the fire. And therefore, there are some authorities that hold that's not called indirect. That's called kiruv kibui. And that would be asur according to some authorities. Other authorities disagree and say that's still indirect. Doesn't make a difference. If there's an instrument, no instrument, it's still considered indirect action. One of the big differences would be in the same case. Let's say you took ice and you surrounded a fire. Instead of a clothes, we say fire starts when you took ice. So ice is not contained in an instrument. Would that be considered to be a direct extinguishing, or is that considered an indirect extinguishing? Maran Shulchan Aruch is posek halacha lema'aseh. That's also called a gerama, and that would also be permitted, as in wetting the garment on the other side of it, not right next to the fire, but close to it. That is also called indirect, and that would be permitted since the fire is going to destroy the garment. So we permit gerama under that circumstance. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.